Hey, and welcome. Welcome to some yoga with Janelle. Hang on, let me there you go, scroll that up. Cool. So, hello, welcome to our yoga session. I am Janelle, where ever since our little COVID epidemic broke out, I decided to bring my practice, my teaching, seems my studios are closed, to my house. So, welcome to my front living room. Actually, not even mine, boring this, as I live in the basement, and so this at least has a little bit of natural light, a little bit brighter, actually has some space for me to set stuff up and leave it set up, so it's really awesome. So thank you for joining in this evening. If you are just noticing this video, if you're watching it later, because I do post them on YouTube, so hello YouTube family. Let's jump right in. So if you need to grab a mat, grab your yoga mat, or any kind of make a little bit of space. So even if you don't have a yoga mat, you can still make it work. Finding a little bit of area where we can have some movement, jump on in, get ready for a wonderful practice. And so this evening is our flow style class, where it's a little bit more active than some of my other ones. Although last night I tried to do the yin yang and I just got really excited and kept going with more of the flowy stuff. So it was a little bit more active than I was intending for it to be. But we also had to warm up the body to get into some of those deeper stretches and holds. You can't just dive in and start holding and stretching muscles, because that's how you create injuries. So I'm all about practicing safe yoga, practicing yoga that works really well for any body type or most body types. So this is not your vinyasa power flow class. If that's what you're expecting, we can try to get you there, but it's probably not going to be fast enough for those big cardio workouts. This is more so my gentle-ish class, where you have the option to really take things easy. You can modify as much as you want, or you can really build it up, getting a bit of a deeper, bigger stretch, depending on your activity level. Because I think calling a class gentle, that can still mean a large number of things. And so I call it gentle-ish to kind of make that gray area even bigger, because that's how I roll. And so, yeah, so let's start by jumping in on our mat. No jumping, I promise. Let's start in a nice seated position. So come on down to your mat, come on down onto the ground, and get in that nice position where you can start to sit down, feel the body. Maybe you roll your shoulders back and down. And as you do that, take a big breath. Take a huge inhale, breathe it in nice and deep. Fill the lungs. Notice how the heart rises, the head comes up, maybe get a little taller, and you exhale nice and slowly, really starting to slow down that breath. Notice how just by taking one big breath, we're already starting to harness that sense of calm, peace, that chill zenness that comes, or that yoga is ever so known for. All we did was take one big deep breath. And so let's take a couple more of those. Every inhale you take, see if you can get as tall as possible. So inhaling as much length, maybe even press into those sits bones to come up a little bit taller. And then use that nice exhale, roll those shoulders back and down, and try to keep the head and the heart nice and lifted. So if you're sitting here, maybe you want your hands just resting on your knees. If you want, you can bring your hands to prayer. Sometimes that feels a little bit better. You can have palms facing upwards on the knees, or even pressing the hands back behind you. But you'll notice if you keep your hands floating or on your legs, then you're using those sits bones to lengthen. As soon as you pull your hands back, you probably hunched into that spine a little bit, where I'm all about creating length through that spine. So let's take another couple of nice big inhale breaths, nice and full, really filling the lungs and using that solid, slow exhale to really start to let stuff go. And I really just love a straight up nice big inhale and a nice full exhale, because it's A, really simple and everyone can do it, and B, it just kind of makes you more aware of the body. Yes, there's tons of different breath techniques we could work with, but I do like throwing them in. I often do, but this is my default one, always coming back to just a full big belly breath, that breathes it in and exhales to soften, especially as we're starting to start our practice that lets you even scan through the body. And if you give the mind too much to focus on with different breathing techniques, you kind of miss out on sensing into how you're doing tonight. And so as you're connecting in, taking those breaths, feeling everything come into this moment, then notice how you're feeling. How does the body feel? Areas of tightness. My left forearm is killing me today, all day long. It's been hurting, so I'm just going to take a little moment, give it some love, a little massage. If you're noticing areas within your body that are really tight, or you have that stiffness, or those little shadow areas, they're just not feeling as good as they could possibly, becoming aware of them is the very first step in working with the body to heal those areas. So if you don't know it's there, how are you ever supposed to fix it? And that's just not for the physical, for our life. That could be the emotional, mental, spiritual side of things, as well as really a number of other situations. If you don't know about it, there's not a whole lot that you can do to control it. So, and even if you do know about it, sometimes you still can't control it. I know my arm is sore and I still have to use it. And so it's going to take maybe a little longer to heal. I can be gentle on it, working with that. All right, let's finish this off, taking a couple more rounds of breath. Maybe you want to set an intention for this evening, a little purpose, maybe a little mantra that you've been working with. Maybe you are trying to set a goal for your yoga practice or your flexibility side of things. Who knows, whatever it is, take a little moment, set the pace for our time together. Maybe you want to repeat it, really let it settle in. Excellent. Take one more nice big inhale. And exhale, let it out, maybe even audibly sigh it out. Beautiful. Start to wake up the body. A little wiggle into fingers and toes. Excellent. Take a couple little rolls through the shoulder. And find yourself in that nice, strong seated position. So what I mean by strong seated position is I'm actively pressing down into my sits bones. And then from there, I'm feeling my spine lifting, lengthening. I might even feel that gentle lift through the heart, chin slightly tucked. So I'm imagining a little string or like a string at the top of my head pulling upwards. Maybe you even need to bring your hand above your head and imagine just that gentle pull. Feel all of that length through the spine. Excellent. Notice if your ribs are now floating outwards, can you still pull those bottom ribs and engage through the core? Keep all of that moving and flowing. So you've got the inhale, the up happening in the front body, the down happening in the back body, all coming together to meet in the middle, meeting in the spine or just in front of the spine. Excellent. Let's warm up through those arms, through the shoulders. Let's inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, taking a couple of these nice big breaths. So if you want, you can just simply move the arms up and down. And if you want a little more, then you're starting to look up, taking that little bit of a back bend, bringing the hands down. Maybe take that gentle little bow. You can exaggerate this as much as you want. So take what you need. If you want more, take it. And if you want it to be softer, enjoy the softness of this. Let this just be a nice big warm up for your body. Excellent. All right, one more reach up, hold, and slowly bring those hands down. Come all the way down, press into those hands, roll those shoulders back, squeeze those shoulder blades, press in, feel the arms, be nice and alive. And exhale, relax. Reach for opposite knee. Reach that arm up and around, nice and big circle. Maybe you press it in by the tailbone. Maybe it just floats back behind you, but create that openness. So inhale, get nice and tall. Feel how you can just breathe better. And exhale, start to maybe press into your hands to twist a little deeper. Maybe you just look over that back shoulder, finding all of that length. Feeling that nice twist. Then exhale, let's release And come on back towards center. Let's take one sweep up. Inhale, reach it up nice and tall. Reach, 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 reach. And touch the hands together. Pull the hands down through that nice center line. And then when you get to that heart center, press in, roll those shoulders down, drop those shoulder blades. Keep pressing into those hands. Feel that tension, feel that resistance, and release. Let it all go. Reach for opposite knee now. Other hand goes all around, draws a nice big circle, sweeping back behind you. Maybe drop it down, pressing it into the ground. Inhale, press in, get as tall as possible before you twist, and use that exhale. Letting it go, twisting a little deeper, maybe just looking over that back shoulder, really starting to feel that twist all the way through the hips, through the low back, the middle, up all the way around to the neck as you look back. Outstanding. And then swing it around, coming back towards neutral, and switch the feet. So if you often sit with one foot on top, let's switch it around, other foot on top, or if you sit one in front of the other, switch which one is in front. Find that nice seated position. Let's inhale, sweep it up. Reach up, nice and tall, hands to heart. Let's take two more of those. Inhale, reach up nice and big. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, reaching it up nice and tall. Exhale, dropping those hands down, pressing in nice and strong. Beautiful. Pressing into your hands here. Now let's go up. So keeping that tension, feeling that resistance as you start to lift the hands higher. Maybe the elbows start to tuck inwards. Keep pressing, keep that same resistance if you can as you press, 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 reach, 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 and find all of that height. And then reach those arms up overhead. I transition them more into a steeple. So I'm holding one hand on to the next. Reaching up nice and tall, chin is still nice and tucked, pressing into those sits bones, so really starting to activate through the spine. Let's activate into the side body now. So tip on over towards one side, maybe reach a little bit farther, connecting in with that breath. Top shoulder, look up, roll it back. Find all of that length, reach a little more, and let's come on back up towards center. Keep reaching upwards and tip over to the other side. So we're not just crumpling into that bottom arm, but we're reaching, finding all of that length. And that bottom arm, yeah, it wants to drop down, but we're finding that strength as we reach a little more. Using that, let's gaze goes upwards, open up through that top arm, and bring it all the way up. Hands to the top, and bring the hands all the way down, pressing in nice and strong. Hands to heart. Great work. Let's release those hands down. Inhale to sweep them up nice and tall. Then tip on over towards one side. Let that bottom arm drop now. Let that feel so good. Maybe you come a little bit deeper. Reaching that top arm a little bit higher, maybe a little bit longer. Maybe pressing into fingertips, into hands. Maybe you're coming down onto your forearm. If that hip starts to float up though, find where that edge is. It's okay if it does. We'll notice it. We'll see where that edge is and then see if you can press that hip back down. And if you can't, then you do need to come up a little bit to keep both hips rooted in nice and deep, just so that you can really feel that stretch through the body. Beautiful. Press into that bottom hand, sweep it all the way up. Reach, reach, reach. So nice and tall. Keep all of that length. Then tip things over towards the other side. I'm going to drop that bottom arm down. Maybe you reach a little taller. Maybe there's that slight tuck of the chin. Nice big inhale. Nice full exhale. Maybe you come a little lower. Adjusting it. Finding that edge. Find that tipping point where that hip wants to peel up off the ground. And then press it back down. Maybe reach a little more. Maybe gaze goes upwards. Let it feel really good. Maybe add a little pulse into it. Nice. Full inhale. Fill the lungs. And exhale. Use that strength. Press into that hand. Reach it up nice and strong. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Let it feel really good. Excellent. All right, let's make our way into all fours. I skipped the core work. I just had the debate. Do we roll back and do all that core work? Now let's roll into all four. We'll incorporate some core work into some other poses. You're welcome. Keeping it fresh for y'all. So taking a moment, make sure those fingers are nice and wide. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a nice big inhale breath. Start to drop that abdomen down. Look up. Maybe press into those hands. Beautiful. Tuck the chin round through the spine. Coming into our nice cat-cow move really warms up the spine as you get a back bend as you drop the belly down, looking up. So taking a moment here, really feeling into that back bend, feeling how the spine feels good. Feel all that openness through the front body. Exhale, tuck the chin. Here's the counter pose to that back bend. That nice angry cat. Really press in, see if you can round as much as possible. Excellent. Come back towards neutral. Nice and strong. Excellent. Bring right toes, send them all the way back, touch them down into the mat. Maybe you hang out high up on your toes. Maybe you try to press all the way down into the heels, opening up into that Achilles, into the calf. Getting a nice big stretch. Beautiful. Still hanging out here, so right foot still pressing backwards. Let's walk left fingertips forward. Beautiful. So your weight should be mostly in that right hand, left knee. Engage the core. Take that quick exhale breath, that pulling it up and in, and then float, leg up, float, arm up if you want more. You can do this with just your leg and floating up or even and touching down onto the ground if balances that issue there. Keep that nice tuck at the chin and feel free to pat up that left knee if it starts to get sore. So feel this nice natural traction for the spine. Keep pushing out through the heel. Keep reaching out through those left fingertips. Oh, so strong. Beautiful. Let's take a couple little crunches here. Elbow towards knee. They don't have to come to touch. Reach it out. Just starting to move here. And get a little bit of blood pumping. Feeling that through the spine. Connecting it with the breath. You can use those exhales to bring it in, inhales to reach it out, or you can get a couple of little movements in between one breath, but remember to breathe. It's important. All right, reach it out on that next one. Press in to that foot. Maybe you lift that foot a little bit higher. Maybe reach that hand a little higher. Keep reaching. Beautiful. And drop the hand, drop the knee. Take a gentle little sway from side to side. Letting it go. Feeling that nice connection. Beautiful. Let it feel good. And come back to stillness. And press into those hands. Roll those shoulders back and down. So imagine those shoulder blades being nice and flat. So sometimes we just hang out here, shoulders still tucking in by the ears, even if you're finding length. But as you press in, notice how I find that little bit of height, and nice flat shoulders. Excellent. Send those left toes back. Take a little moment, get that nice stretch. Maybe you just stretch through the toes. Maybe try to get that heel all the way down. Warming it up through that Achilles on this side. Excellent. Find that nice stability. Start to walk those right fingertips forward. So pressing firm into left hand and feel right knee nice and stable. Let's engage through that core to add into that stability. Quick exhale breath, that pulling the belly button towards the spine. Float left leg up, nice and strong. If you want more, float right hand up. Keep reaching, kick through that heel. Nice and strong, keep pressing into that left hand. Maybe keep rolling that left hip down, having them be square with the mat or with the ground. Reach. Tuck that chin. Remember to breathe. And let's take a couple little pulses, elbow towards knee here. Reach it out. Moving with it. Starting to feel those hip joints warm up. Getting a little more for the shoulders. Moving through the core. Let it feel good. Keep kicking it out. Reaching it out. Remembering to breathe. Maybe you're going nice and slow, moving with that breath. Maybe you're starting to feel a little warmth as you fire things up a little faster. Whatever you want. You can take it. You're in charge here. All right, reach it out nice and long. Reach, reach, reach. Kick into that heel. Beautiful. Drop hand down. Drop the knee. Take that nice sway from side to side. Wonderful. Oh, so good. Excellent. Come to your stillness now. Walk the knees a little bit wider. And start to sit back on those heels. Reach hands forward for your child's pose. Dropping that head down. Feeling the breath. And if you want, you can reach for opposite elbows here, if that feels better. You can walk your hands back behind by your feet, either outside of the legs or through the legs. Whatever feels good. If you want that nice stretch through the arms, through the shoulders, just reaching the hands forward, maybe keeping them a little active, creating that nice gentle pull through the arms, pull through the palms. Beautiful, nice full inhale breath. Breathe it in. And exhale, big sigh, let it go. Soften. Beautiful, start to press into those hands. Coming up nice and gently. Tuck those toes under. Press on up. Taking that nice downward dog. So maybe really bend through the knees so you can find that length through the spine first. And dropping that head down. Imagine flattening those shoulder blades. So pressing the arms out. And then from there, you can work on straightening through the legs. We're pedaling out the feet. Nice big inhale. Nice full exhale. Great. Let's look towards the front of the mat. Hop, step, jump, or tiptoe. Into your forward fold. Letting the head hang heavy here. Feeling that hinge from the hips. And see if you can press those sits bones up a little bit higher. Actively just tipping forward. Feeling that trust with the feet. Beautiful. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Pressing in maybe just above or below the knees. Find that length. Roll the shoulders back and down. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Sweep those arms up. Nice little chair pose. Press all the way up to standing. Reach it up. Nice and tall. Hands start center. Beautiful. Release it down. Inhale, sweep it up. Nice and tall. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Then hands start center. Coming all the way back and down. Roll those shoulders back and down. Press into the feet. Take a moment. Pull the belly button in towards the core. Really setting things nice and strong here. And then on that exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, come back into that nice chair pose, but keep pulling the belly button inward. So we're almost like sucking everything in, activating into that low back area here. If you want more, you can reach those hands forward. If you don't, hands can stay at heart. Or a boss arms if you still want a bit of a stretch through the shoulders. Not quite as intensive as arms reaching upwards. Beautiful. Keep sinking the weight in towards the heels. Take a moment here, lift through the heart. Try to stack those shoulders over the hips. Beautiful. Sink a little lower. Press all the way up. Reach it up. Nice and tall. Hands heart center. Excellent. Release the hands. Nice strong mountain pose. And let's step right toes back. And coming into a nice high lunge position. So taking a moment to be high up on those back toes. Bend through that left knee. If you want, you can sweep those arms up. Keep rolling left hip back or right hip forward. Feel yourself feel this through that right quad. Feel that strength through the left leg. Pull that core in nice and strong. Excellent. Inhale, reach a little taller. Exhale, start to reach forward. Drop those arms down, reach all the way back. Extending long through the crown of the head, really reaching. Hands forward. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, bow it down. Reach on back. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, lower it down. Reach those hands back. Extend along through that crown of the head. Excellent. Let's get a little bit twisty here. So relax those hands down. Beautiful. If you need a little block or something, if you can't quite reach for the ground here, feel free to use a book, a block. I'm not trying to sell you yoga blocks. You can use whatever you want. I suggested using a pot or a soup pot the other day. If that works better for you, feel free. And so as we're rooting into that right hand, keep pressing into the feet though. Try to keep just enough weight that you can start to sweep that left hand up, and twisting the heart towards the left. So pressing in nice and strong. Reach that left hand up a little higher. Feel the feet. Feel that nice twist all the way around the ribs. Activating into that nice spiral line of the fascia, that nice connective tissue. One more big inhale, find more length. Then exhale, and drop that left hand down and bring it all the way either onto the ground or pressing into that block. Drop right heel down, coming into your extended side angle. Excellent. So left knee is still bent. Right toes are now pointing towards that long edge of the mat. Maybe you're really sinking into it. Let me just adjust where the block is here. Beautiful, nice and strong. Now notice how much weight are you pressing into that hand. And can you start to power into the legs, bringing that hand to a nice angle. Maybe you move your block, your pot away. Press into those feet. Use all of that strength. Reach it up. Beautiful warrior two here. Excellent, great work with that front leg. Gaze maybe goes forward. And keep reaching. Maybe you sink a little deeper. Excellent, straighten through that front leg. Give that leg a nice little break. Reach it up nice and tall. Exhale, sink back into that nice warrior two. And let's lock the legs. So letting them stay just as they are. Reach a little more through the hands. Flip that left palm so it's facing upwards. And keeping the legs as they are, start to tip the body backwards. And coming into that nice reverse warrior. So left hand really reaches up overhead. Right hand can track down the leg, can hang out on the hip, and can come back behind. Whatever feels best. Keep sinking into that left foot. Left leg, feeling maybe that little bit of shake, feeling all the strength on that left side. Beautiful. Let's come on back up, warrior two. Excellent. Let's come out kind of the same way we came in. So tipping things over for that extended side angle and setting it up. Maybe you need that block back. Excellent. Keep pressing into the feet. And drop that right hand down. Hopping up onto those back toes. Pressing into that right hand. You can use that block if you want it. I'll demonstrate with it. Reach the left hand up. Feel that nice twist. Extend long through the crown of the head. Excellent. Exhale. Release that hand back down. Maybe move that prop off to the side. Inhale, sweep it up. Nice high lunge. Reach, reach, reach. Take a moment, roll that left hip back, right hip forward. Nice quad stretch here. Excellent. Exhale, drop the hands. And step towards the top of the mat. Inhale, reach up nice and strong. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Bowing it down. Maybe drop the head. Maybe give those legs a nice little shake. Starting to notice the difference maybe from one side to the next. Do you notice the difference? Does it exist? All right, always here are the options. I call it a flow class, but you really don't have to. You can just hold a forward fold here. It's actually always a great alternative to a downward dog. But if that's not quite what you want, if you want a little more activity, that's okay. We can take more. So you can either just hang out here, playing around with your arms, maybe reaching behind the legs, or you can take that inhale, nice halfway lift, flatten through the spine. And bend the knees so you can touch the hands down, step back into that downward dog. So other option is downward dog, whether you hold it or transfer to child's pose, great option as well. Option 3 is taking that flow. So flowing with me if you want it, coming to that nice plank posture. Nice and strong. Take a moment maybe in that full plank before dropping down to the knees. Nice and strong. Beautiful. You can drop to the knees if you want. And lower down. Press up. Maybe you want that little baby back bend, little baby cobra. Maybe you press in a little more. Keep hugging those elbows in towards the ribs. Beautiful back bend. Tuck those toes under. Press back into downward dog. And so if you transferred into that child's pose, make your way back into downward dog. Beautiful. Once you're here, let's look towards the front of the mat. Hop, step, jump, or tiptoe into forward fold. So now we've all made it back in a nice forward fold. No one got left behind. It was great. We're all here. We're all feeling great. I want those shoulder stretched here. So I brought my hands to the small of my back, interlace them and reaching them upwards. Excellent. I'm going to release that back down. Let's inhale halfway. Plant those hands into those thighs. Lengthen, extend, roll those shoulders back and down. Bend the knees, sink the hips, sweep those arms up. Nice, strong chair pose. Sink a little lower. Press all the way up to standing. Reach up, reach up, reach up. So tall. Hands to heart. Dropping it down. Excellent. Release those hands. Inhale, sweep them up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Maybe you're pressing in a little bit here. Let's pull that core in. Belly button towards the spine. Maybe you're really sucking it in to really activate into that back body. And start to bend the knees, sink those hips, sliding that back down that imaginary wall. Back into your chair pose. Beautiful. Keep pulling belly button in. Excellent. You can just hang out here. If you want more, you can reach those arms up. Feel that nice engagement and find that length. Maybe sink a little deeper. Press all the way up, reach it up, nice and tall. Hands to heart. Big exhale breath. Excellent, nice full inhale. And exhale, side out. Taking a moment to simply be. Maybe you notice one side to the next. And let's get ready. Let's keep it going. So let's step those left toes back, coming into a nice high lunge posture. To make your lunge easier, you can bring your feet closer together. That will shorten the distance between them, and you can take a softer bend through the knee. For more of a challenge, you're adding lots of length, so the distance between your hip and your heel, your knees really got to bend to fill that. Finding that strength, lots more stretch on the left side as well. Roll right hip back, sweep those arms up. Nice and strong. Exhale to sink in, really pressing into those feet. And reach forward, drop the hands down, reach it back, extend through the crown of the head, reach those fingertips back at the same time. Keep finding that opposite motion. Roll right hip back, press on in, reach it up. And exhale, bow down. Tuck the chin, find that length. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bow. Excellent. Reach those hands back. Find all of that length. And then drop those hands. If you need to grab onto your block, go ahead and do so. Bringing it to the inside of that left foot. Keep rolling right hip back. So left hand is just gently pressing in. And then bring right hand down and sweep it up and open. Coming into that nice twist on the other side. Nice twisted high lunge. If it's too much on yourself, you can lower that back knee down at any time. still counts as that posture. Or if you want more, you're keeping that leg lifted. Keep it lifted. Keep reaching up. Remember to smile. Remember to breathe. And exhale. Let's untwist it. Dropping that left heel down. And then coming into our extended side angle. So right hand pressing in, maybe pressing in towards that mat. Left hand reaches up. Maybe you just want to add that nice resistance to the inside of that right knee. Maybe that feels really good. Maybe you want to bring that elbow onto the leg. That works too. Keep pressing into the feet, bending through that right leg. Excellent. Let's start to bring some softness to that right arm. Still reaching upwards, pressing into the feet, and start to lift that body up, coming into your nice warrior two. Beautiful. Let's straighten through the leg, reach it up. Give that leg a nice little break. Just a quick one though. And exhale back into that warrior two. Reach those arms nice and long. Maybe gaze goes forward. Keep pulling that left shoulder back though. Beautiful. Maybe sink a little deeper. Excellent. Lock the legs and keep them exactly here, pressing in nice and strong. Flip right palm facing upwards. Then start to tip it backwards. Reaching up. Left hand can track down the leg. Can go behind the back. Keep sinking into that right knee. Keep pressing into those feet. Find that strength. Feel the stretch. Beautiful. Loving it. Reach, reach, reach. Sink a little deeper. And release. Come on back to that warrior two. Beautiful. Let's tip it over into our extended side angle. Right arm goes down towards the ground. Reaching up nice and strong. Coming out kind of how we came back in. Beautiful. Left hand starts to journey down. Maybe you're hopping up on those left toes. Reaching right hand up. Nice twisted high lunge. Using your block as you need to. Feel that strength. Beautiful. Loving it. Exhale. Drop that right hand down. Maybe you frame that front foot. Let's take a moment here. Feeling all that strength. Press into the feet. Feeling that nice burn. Come on all the way up. Reach it up. Roll right hip back. Left hip forward. Beautiful high lunge. Nice and tall. Roll those shoulders back and down. Pull those ribs in. Excellent. Exhale. Release the hands. Take a nice slow controlled step towards the top of the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold, bowing forward. Drop that head and give it a nice shake no. Excellent. Inhale. Nice little halfway lift. Roll those shoulders back and down. And imagine that hinge happening from the hips. Maybe even bring your hands onto the hips. Imagine that tipping motion. So you're spinning your hands almost. As you drop that head, tailbone goes up. You can reach those hands down. Feel that nice stretch along the hamstrings. Maybe you give the back of the legs a little squeeze. Saying hello to them. Excellent. All right. Option here, hang out in your forward fold. Or we could transition to that downward dog or child's pose. And then make our way to a flow. So if you want either of those, let's get moving. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, so you can bend the knees, plant the hands, take a big step back, hop or jump into a nice downward dog. Big press into the hands, flatten those shoulder blades. Hanging out in this downward dog or dropping the knees for your child's pose. Otherwise, we're going to take a nice flow. Coming into your plank position, maybe you hold here. Pull that core in. Maybe you drop those hips down a little bit, but don't sag. Excellent. Feel that strength. Press into those hands. Keep holding. We got this nice and strong. Feel that strength. Excellent. One more big breath. You can do it. Inhale and exhale. And then let's drop the knees. Lower the body or take that chaturanga, lowering down. Press it up. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you want your little cobra. Keep sucking those elbows in though. Maybe press up. Beautiful. Transitioning into that nice downward dog. Maybe you just want to go through a quick little child's pose. Set the arms. Leaning back in downward dog. Great work. Excellent. Let's look towards the front of the mat. Hop, step, jump into your nice forward fold. Let it go. Nice big exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, drop it down. Give that head a nice shake. Make sure you're not holding on to any tension there. Beautiful. Let it go. And keep lengthening through the back line of the body. If your low back is really tight or sore, bring a bend in the knees. Maybe even rest the elbows. Oh, that feels so good. Beautiful. All right, let's inhale. Nice halfway lift. Roll those shoulders back and down. So you can still do this with bent knees. They don't have to be straight here. Excellent. Letting the head recalibrate, not getting dizzy at all. Maybe you bend through the knees a little more, sink those hips a little more. Beautiful. Let's press all the way up to standing, reach it up. Exhale, hand start. Excellent. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, sink it all the way down. Maybe bring the feet a little bit wider. Maybe the toes spin outward ever so slightly. Feel what feels good for you. I've got those nice externally rotated hips, so feet outward protects my knees. I'm sinking down, sinking all the way down, trying to keep my heels down. You can take that little waddle from side to side. Maybe you adjust the stance, coming wider or even narrower, depending on how you started. And find that nice comfy position. Let's find length through the spine. Inhale, nice and tall. And exhale, settle in. Nice little yogi squat, nice little garland pose here. Beautiful. So from here, you can simply just tip it back and making your way into seated. I don't have the ankle flexion for that, and I'm also just not feeling that tonight. So if you don't want to just make your way down onto the ground, then you can use that strength of the legs, press it up, coming all the way up, and then coming down, however feels good for you. Beautiful. Making your way to seated. Excellent. I'm going to twist over at an angle so you can see what I'm doing. I'm also going to mirror you now. So extend your right leg nice and long. I've extended my left, so hopefully on the screen it all works out. Hi, do you want to come say hi? Okay, come here. Callie, my dog, would like to come say hi to you all. So here she is, our little guest star. Callie, the Bernese mountain dog. My biggest fan, my biggest supporter. Other than my husband, my God, and probably my mom. They might still beat her out. But thanks for coming. You're the best. There's a cat out there, so she must know. All right, so as you're sitting here, let's bring awareness to both sits bones. So maybe you've noticed that you're leaning over towards one side or even the other. Can you find a little equilibrium between both? Excellent. She's a little camera shy. Her moment's done. She's good. Roll those shoulders back and down. Excellent. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Feel that extra challenge maybe through stabilizing through the core. Reach up nice and tall and strong. Keep pressing into the legs. Left or right toes go up towards the ceiling. Excellent. Hands towards heart. Bring it down. Inhale, sweep it up nice and tall and strong. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, reach over towards that right hand side. And so maybe you just come over a little bit. Maybe you plant that elbow in. Maybe you reach that hand towards the foot. Maybe reach that top arm towards the foot. And whatever feels good here. Beautiful. Feel that nice side bend. Keep opening up through that top arm. Beautiful. Let's inhale, reach. Exhale, soften. Engage through that core. Start to sweep it up. Reach both arms up, nice and tall and strong. Exhale, over towards the other side. Drop that hand down. Take a little moment, take a nice big reach. Yeah, we'll add on to this in just a moment here. Let's come on back up. Reach it up. Exhale, little side bend. Reaching for those toes with that top arm. Imagining it's working. Maybe you can reach easily. Excellent. Come on back up. So starting to feel those muscles warming up. And come over towards the other side. Drop that left hand down. So options here. Simply pressing in here. Maybe you start to work this way. Maybe you come down onto forearms. But if you want a little more, fun option for you is to press into that left hand. Rolling up onto the knee. Then reaching right arm up. You can do some nice arm circles here. It's almost like a little gate pose. Feeling that length through the right leg, through the right side of the body. Beautiful. Let it feel oh so nice. Then exhale. Lower the hands. Start to make your way back down onto your sits bones. Excellent. Nice and strong. Feeling into those sits bones. Great. Let's inhale. Reach it up. Exhale. Hands to heart. Find that nice balance. Find that nice stability. Beautiful. You guys want to try the counter on the other side? I'm going to assume you all said yes. And so instead of having that left knee in, we're going to plant that foot down. Excellent. And aligning yourself with that right extended leg. Excellent. Sitting up nice and tall and strong. Right arm reaches forward. Windmills all the way back and around. Trying not to hit the curtains, planting in back behind you. The right arm reaches up. And so now you're kicking up into that. Reaching that hand up overhead. So the stronger you get in this, the more you'll transfer the weight into that extended leg. Or maybe you just let this feel like your wild thing. Playing around. All right, let's lower it back down with control. Get those sits bones down. Release. Hug on to that knee. Sit nice and tall and strong. Excellent. Let's get ready to come into the other side. So making your way back into that nice seated position. And switch it out. Extending left leg long. Right leg comes in towards the body. Finding that nice activation. Rolling left sits bones down. Beautiful. Find the balance. Activate into that left leg. Toes point up. Let's inhale, reach it up. Nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Release down. Inhale, reach it up. Find all of that length that you possibly can. Then start to tip over towards that left side. Maybe you drop left hand down. Maybe you reach that right arm a little bit more. And taking a moment here. Starting just to warm up in those muscles. Maybe you reach with your bottom arm for the toes. And if you're already feeling nice and open and you can reach that top arm, go ahead. Start to get there, but don't force it. Excellent. All right, one more big inhale. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, sink a little deeper. One more big breath in. And use that exhale to stabilize. Reach those hands up. Nice and strong. Hands to heart. Beautiful. Inhale, reach it up. And over towards the opposite side, so towards that nice bent knee. Reach, reach, reach. Keep stabilizing into the legs. Keep activating into that left foot. And then let's come on back up quick, little one. Then right over towards that other side. Reaching for the left foot with either hand. Even if you can't get there, maybe your hand is just tracking down the leg somewhere. You can still find openness through the front or through the top arm. Beautiful. Feeling that extra bit of depth. Excellent. One more breath. And start to press it up. Reach it up. Bring hands to heart. Give those shoulders a little break if you need that. Release it down. Inhale, reach it up. Over towards the right. Drop that bottom arm down. So maybe you're simply hanging out here. I'm finding that depth that works best for you. Maybe you want to press into that hand, floating up onto that right leg. Reach it up. Maybe do a couple arm circles with that top arm, feeling all of that openness. Go the other way. Beautiful. Release it back down, hand down, sits bones, journey down. Excellent. Feeling that nice big stretch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, sink it down. Beautiful. Let's do that nice big stretch on the other side. Doing that nice counter twist. So pull that right knee in, planting the foot in towards the ground. And align the shoulders with that extended leg. Pull onto the knee. Find all the length through the spine. Excellent. Reach your right hand forward. Sweep it all the way up and around. Try not to attack the curtains yet again. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, start to press into that foot. Maybe you transfer your weight onto that extended leg. Maybe you're reaching up and back, letting it feel really good. Nice big inhale. Keep those hips high. And a nice exhale. Lowering it back down onto the sits bones. Great job. Hug that knee in. Find that length. Send both legs nice and long. You can give them a nice little shake here. Excellent. And then adjust yourself so that you can recline down onto your mat. Roll it down. Tuck those shoulder blades, rolling them back and down. Feet are planted. Slight tuck of the chin. Excellent. Let's take a quick little bridge pose here. Just working with the spine some more. So exhale, engage the core. Press the feet up nice and strong. Maybe hips come up a little higher. Maybe you actively kick into the heels as if you're trying to push yourself back. Notice how there you can really open up into that front body a little bit more. Maybe you interlace the fingers. Try and keep those knees in line with the feet, in line with the hip joints. Beautiful. Keep pressing into those feet. Send those hips up maybe a little bit more. And exhale, roll it down nice and slow. Coming all the way down. One vertebrae at a time. Settling in. Beautiful. Oh, feels so good on the back. Excellent. Actually, I feel the need to take one more to maybe add some more stuff in here. And so let's set that core, belly button in. Notice how as you do that, there's that tuck of the pelvis. Really squeeze those glutes together, activating into the glutes for this posture. Start to press into the feet. As you press down, as you root down the hips, they rise up. Keep pressing into the hips. Keep maybe lifting through the heart, trying to lift that torso. Maybe root in towards the heels, coming up a little bit higher. And if you want, you can tuck those hands underneath the hips if you have that height there. Or if not, you can use a little block if that feels better. And then maybe we take a couple of marching steps. I'm actually going to release my hands down, pressing into the floor to help stabilize a little bit. And so just lifting one foot up and the other. You can keep this just tiny little movements. You can come up a little more. Or you can kick one foot up fully, other foot up. So finding that with what works best for you. Maybe you try one, then decide something else. Maybe do a couple big ones and a couple little ones. Feeling that nice march. Keep feeling those shoulder blades pressing in. Keep that chin nice and tucked. Excellent. Couple more on either side here. One on this side, one on this side. Two on this side, two on the other side. Three up, three on the other side. Going to 5, 4, and 4, and 5, and 5. Great job. Plant both feet in. Send those hips nice and high. Roll it down as slow as possible. One at a time. Letting yourself melt in towards the spine, in towards the mat, the floor, whatever you got going on underneath you. Big exhale. Let's counter that back bend. And hugging both knees in towards the chest. Feeling that low back. Pressing in, take a nice little rock from side to side. Start to feel that nice softness. Excellent. We got time. Let's finish it off with a little twist, a little freestyle, a little shavasana. How does that sound? All right. Let's find our stillness. Release the knees. Bring the knees to a hover. Over the hips. Reach those arms out wide, making the letter T. And drop the legs towards one side. I'm going for the left. You can do whatever side you prefer. Attacking my blocks. If the knees don't come all the way down, that's fine too. Maybe you want to use that little block or prop to fill the space between the floor and your knees. Letting that feel really good. Maybe gaze goes over towards the right. Maybe as you start to settle in, you can drop the knees down a little more. Maybe a little more. You could bring that hand on top of the legs. Just adding the weight of the arm in, accentuating that twist. If you want, you can roll more onto that left side. So keep both shoulder blades planted down, but here in passive. And then as I press in, trying to roll my top hip over more, I kind of activate into the twist and release it back. Return the neck towards neutral. Let go of the legs. Use that breath. Big exhale. Swing the legs up. And find that nice 90 degrees. Reach those arms and drop the legs over towards the opposite side this time. Doing on one side what we do on the other. Maybe you're using your block on this side, or maybe the side's a little more open right off the bat. Maybe gaze goes towards the left. You bring that hand on top of the legs. And relax. See if you can soften. See if you're clenching anywhere. Maybe it's through the hips. Maybe it's in the jaw. Maybe through the eyebrows. And just let it go. Nothing to stress about. It's just a twist. That's all that's happening here. Nice big inhale. Nice full exhale. Maybe you want to accentuate that, kind of really keeping the shoulder blades locked down, but rolling more onto that hip. Let it feel oh so good. Nice giant twist for the spine to finish off. And exhale. Release the hands. Bring the neck back to a nice neutral position. And start to bring the legs up. Maybe you bring them to that hover. Maybe you reach on through the knees for the feet. Whether you grab the edges of the foot, the big toes, the ankles, the heels, the backs of the knees. Options are all yours. But pull those knees in towards the body, towards those underarms. Feet go up towards the ceiling. Keep that nice light tuck of the chin. Beautiful little happy baby. Or in honor of Harry, the awkward adult. Letting that feel really good. You can take a little shimmy from side to side if that feels good, massaging that out. And as you're hanging out here, start to sense into the body. What else do you need from your practice this evening? Is there another pose, another movement, or little series? Now is the time to play around with that. So if you want a little waterfall, it's both feet going up towards the ceiling. You can hold on to the legs or use that block under the hips. That extra little bit of height will help balance everything out, open up that low back. Feels ever so blissful. It's legs up the invisible wall. I don't know what other poses to suggest for your playing around time. Maybe it doesn't have a pose name. Maybe you just reach for your ankles and do funky things with your feet. Because when was the last time you tried to interlace one on top and then bring the foot underneath? I don't know what to call this. I'm trying to think of a yogi term for it. All right, as you're ready, if you're playing around with one pose on one side, be sure to balance it out, get into the other side. Or if you're ready to settle into your Shavasana, that's a great option as well. And take that nice big inhale, exhale, release, maybe you sigh it out. So in whatever position you find yourself in for your final pose here, roll those shoulders back and down. Whether you're seated, standing, or laying down, you can always drop the shoulders. Slight tuck of the chin, creating all of that length for the spine. That also creates length or room for the lungs. There's now, as you lift the heart, there's space for those lungs to inflate nice and big, and you can let it go. Giving yourself space to breathe. And this is the first step in calming the body down. So if you're dealing with anxiety or a high stress situation, drop the shoulders, that'll lift the heart, and now you have more room to breathe. That'll start to soften all the way through. And if you could take an exhale breath that is audible, so sighing it out, making really any vowel sound that you want, whether you want the A, the or the O, ooh, whatever works for you. As you hear that exhale, your body, your brain automatically starts to soften, starts to stimulate that parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest. Works well in others too. So if it's just audible, anyone can do it. So if you've got really anxious kids, take an audible exhale, take 3 to 5 in a row, and notice how that might just calm the atmosphere in the room. So I'll leave you here to finish up your Shavasana. You can take all the time that you need here. I'm not going to do a guided meditation this evening. And so take your time, feel that length, finish off your practice, let it solidify in. Maybe you remember that intention you set at the beginning of practice and you take a little moment to reflect on it. Perhaps you set an intention for the rest of your evening. Whatever works, let it feel delightful and blissful for you. Sometimes Shavasana can be the hardest part for you. And so notice what you're achieving, set your goals, then celebrate, find a couple moments of joy. All right, I'm gonna roll up to seated here. You can hang out however you need to. I thank you again for joining me for our 8 p.m. live yoga. If you joined in live or if you're rewatching this, always great to equip people with tools and resources. So hopefully these classes you're finding them helpful and useful. It's a pleasure for me. So at least I got a wonderful practice in. Thank you again. I hope that the rest of your evening or day is filled with joy and that you are always blessed. Thank you and namaste.